Okay, right. So I was just yapping myself as one does, and I'm thinking like, what if I just made a video about this? So here's the video. I'm thinking, reflecting on my life. If you don't know me, that's fine. Not many people do. I am a former professional bass player. Specifically, my specialty was in jazz. Um, and I got my first gig when I was like 13. And I kind of stopped doing it professionally when I was about 28, 29 ish, because my life was in shambles, whatever. So I'm reflecting on when I was 19. When I was 19, I was up and coming. I was in school. I was about to get kicked out of said school. I was in like music school in New York. And so I was back at home in the summer. And I was like, oh, like I'm just gonna get some gigs. That's what I do. I'm very good at getting gigs. Back in the day, very good at getting gigs. So I got some gigs. I knew a lot of people. Since I said I was on, I started doing gigs when I was like 13, and then I started going to jam sessions when I was like 14 or 15, and so I was basically on the scene by the time I was 16. Um, I was just getting gigs, like little gigs here and there, subbing for people basically. So by the time I'm 19, I'm like 3 years on the scene, like, and I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm getting some gigs. I do this gig at my city has a cultural trust, which does um, whatever they do, like put events on and shit. They're supposed to be for the artists, right? That's the main point. It's like an organization, a nonprofit that's like for artists, allegedly. And I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying this one instance made me kind of like question that. So I'm doing it in one of their gigs. It's in a lobby. It's like almost like an opener, because they had like a bigger name going on the stage, but like in the bar area before people are pre-gaming before the show, they have a band, right? So all right, whatever. Someone calls me up for it. It's just another gig. It's a great gig. I love playing. I'm on the upright. I think it's a trio: bass, drums, piano. Maybe it's guitar. I think it's bass, drums, guitar. Because I remember I was still kind of green. I'm like, oh, this is like, it's still kind of new. Just bass, drums, guitar, which is cool. It was fun. Like I said, a great gig. But I do remember there's a photographer there. So I'm playing, there's a photographer. We take a break. And I remember the photographer was like, hey, can I get some shots of you? And I have a pretty, uh, I have like a, I mean, I think it's cool. But I have like a noticeable tattoo on my forearm, like a music tattoo. And the guy is like, and it's on the arm that's like, if you play bass, I don't know, you ever seen anyone play bass? Like you have one hand like plucking the strings, and the other hand playing the notes. So it's on the plucking hand, whatever. And so he's like kind of focusing on that, like, and like he's like crouched under my bass, not under, but like right in front, like below me, looking up. Um, so I remember that. I was like, oh, whatever, that's cool. It's not the first time someone like wanted to photograph me. That's cool. I appreciate that. I genuinely appreciate that. I love art, whatever. So okay, whatever. When was this? I get kicked out of school because I'm a delinquent, and delinquent, derelict, both. And so I get kicked out of school, and I'm like pissed off because I got kicked out of school. And I'm also like smoking a lot of weed. It didn't work out for me. Whatever. That's not the point. I'm like a little bit crazy because I'm like pissed off. I got kicked out of school, and I'm getting gigs. I'm just, that's what I do, man. I've been getting gigs since I was 13. When people were like working their little jobs, I was getting gigs. You know what I mean? Like I was making more money getting gigs than I would be getting jobs. Like I tried to get jobs, and I was like, this sucks because I could be making $100 right now. I'm making like $30. Like it sucks. Whatever. That's not the point of this video. It's whatever. All right, we're getting on like 5 minutes. All right, so I'm at this gig. It's at a prominent jazz club, like the good place. It's not around anymore. Wish it was. It was the best club in my city by far. And I'm at the session. Like, I think it was a jam session. Yes, it's like a jam session in the middle of the day. Again, we're kind of like opening for like a smooth jam, not smooth jam, but a smooth jazz, like late at night. So it'd be like our band or whatever, our quartet would play in the daytime, and there'd be like it's a jam session. It was like it wasn't. There were two jam sessions at this place. We were kind of like the minor leagues. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying we were bad at music, but it was like more. It was less of a cutthroat jam session. Like the other jam session, the one I used to go to in high school, was like if you can't play, people will let it be known that you can't play, and you will not be called up until you can play. But our jam session was like, you can't play, that's fine. That's fine. And I like that, you know? I like both, to be honest. Like, sometimes you gotta have like pressure to make a diamond, and sometimes you just gotta fucking play. Like, how else are you gonna get experience? So we're like, we're like the more forgiving jam session. That's beyond the point. Again, I'm getting off track. I feel like this is kind of important context. Maybe not. I think maybe it's interesting. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. So I'm thinking, okay, I get to the jam session. I'm actually a little early, which is new. And then, let me see. I think there was... So the saxophone player who's at the normal cutthroat jam session, I think he's subbing for the guy who normally runs our jam session. And he's a cool ass dude. Like, he's the man. But I get there, his wife is there, and she's like, "Oh, Miles, congratulations." She's a very nice lady. She says, "Miles, congratulations." And I'm like, "For what? What the fuck did I do? I got kicked out of school. Like, I'm a bum. I'm living with my mom's. Like, what did I do?" And everyone's like, "Good job, Miles. That's badass." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks." And then they show me this pamphlet and it's like a flyer. It's not a pamphlet. It's like a flyer. There's also pamphlets and big ass posters. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I look at it, and it's that like organization, that nonprofit organization that's supposed to be for musicians. That picture that dude took of me. And there's like a little smoke trail or whatever. I guess he smelled the weed on me. But yeah, there's that, and it's a picture of me, and I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. And like, it's like their fall lineup for their music thing or whatever, their jazz programming, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. At first, I was like, that's pretty sick. And I'm looking, I'm like, there's no there's no name, like they don't have my name on it, which is cool, I guess. But no one told me about this, and they didn't shout me out. And like I guess like saying it out loud, I kind of sound like a dick. Like, oh, I deserve this or whatever. But like, how hard is that? How hard is it to like just give me a little clout? Like they could have just used a stock photo. Like, if anyone was wondering, they could be like, oh, well, that's a stock photo. Not like this is like a up and coming jazz guy. Like, he's from this city. He's like, he's been on the scene. He's dedicated. And that's why we chose to feature him. And also, like I said, like, I'm up and coming. Like, I've been going to the sessions for like 5 years now. So people kind of like recognize me. I'm not saying like they're using my face to like draw people in, but they might be, and like I said, they could have just used a stock photo. But they used a picture of me. And so I'm like, play the gig, whatever, take home a flyer. And I start thinking about it and I'm coming to these conclusions like, why didn't they just shout me out? Or why didn't they just tell me or ask me, And so I'm like kind of asking around, like, what is the fuck is this? And basically the scene, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like people were a little jealous, like, why wasn't that me? Or, whatever. And that's fine. But like the overwhelming the sentiment I was getting was like, Miles, shut the fuck up. You should be grateful I hear this a lot in my life. You should be grateful, shut the fuck up, and just play your stupid bass. And I'm sitting here like, okay, but let's just like do a little, like a little, pretend mode. What is that? What's that name? Hypothetical. There it is. Let's do a little hypothetical. Say I come out with an album. I use this organization's logo. I hire a photographer, and they take a picture of me, not even me, just their building with the logo. What are they gonna say? So I'm like kind of thinking about it, and basically I talked to somebody from there, and they're like, um, oh well, we didn't like, we don't own the photo. It's owned by the photographer that we hired, and we bought the photo off of him. So it's really like his fault, and we're not really taking any responsibility. We can stop. We can like stop if you want. But like, again, you should just shut the fuck up and be grateful. And I'm sitting here like, what would you say if I, like I just said, what would you say if I came out with an album and had your fucking logo on it? Would you be like, oh, thank you so much. I'm honored to have, have this opportunity to be on your fucking whatever, like your little album, like your shitty album or whatever, and I'm just thinking like, what the fuck is this? I mean, it's just like, now I'm like I've been in fight or flight mode for like 20 years, so I'm like kind of now just starting to like reflect on this shit, and I'm like, what was that? Like, why did this happen? I mean, like I said, like, and I don't think they really featured anyone else since, because I'm pretty sure they know they fucked up. Like, it's kind of fucked up. Like, you could just pay me. I'm not saying I do this only for money, but like, you did use my face, or you could like just give me a shout out. I didn't even get experience points for that. Like, that's crazy. Like, what the fuck? This is like the musician experience. Like, I feel like I've got a real musician experience, and like, it kind of sucks. Like, there are high points, but it also kind of fucking sucks. Like, what is that? Like, there's no representation. Like, you're supposed to be out here for the musicians. Like, your whole thing, your whole nonprofit bullshit is like, oh, we're out here trying to help musicians. So, like, how did that help me? And to be fair, I think it's cool. Now I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But as like a fledgling musician who like needs every gig you can get, like, putting my name on it would have helped me so much, like, so much. That's all. I mean, yeah, like, and to be fair, like I said, I have like a big ass poster of it. Like, they were about to throw one away, and my mom found it. I think she found it in a dumpster, and she like picked it up. It's like a fucking 6-foot poster of my face and like all the jazz musicians in the town, because they have gigs with this organization, and that's cool. But also, it's kind of like, I'm still like, what was that about? Like, why did that happen like that? Like, I get like shutting the fuck up and just being happy about it, but also like, I don't understand why no one can see it. No one at the time saw it from my perspective of like, just put my name on it at least, like at least, or like at least like tell me, like that would be even cool. Just shoot me an email like, oh, by the way, like, congratulations, we're using your face. I'd be like, oh, cool, but it did feel like a slight, like, I don't know, like, and at the time I remember thinking like, they did this to me because my peers have like generations of musicians. Like, they were born on the scene, and like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if they felt slighted, it would be like a whole thing. But I had no backup, and it could be that, or it could just be like, they know I have no backup, they're trying to throw me an olive branch. But again, like, if they were trying to do that, maybe they would have like told me, or gave me like $50, or you know what I mean, like, or just like told me, or put my fucking name on it. Like, at that point, you could just use a stock photo. And I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm still, I guess, kind of feeling some way. Like, it's like kind of like a core part of my personality of like, this is like the industry. You know, like your peers will tell you to shut the fuck up if you have a problem, and like basically like you're powerless because like what am I gonna do? Take this company to court? Like what am I doing? Take them to court? Like then I'm a drama starter. Then I'm blackballed. I still think I was like blackballed from them. Like they never called me ever again. You know, like they don't like me, or it seems like they don't like me at least, and that's okay. Um, and also like you know I've obtained a reputation of like being a drama guy or complaining a lot, or really a lot of people claim that I'm only in it for money, which is crazy because if you ever heard my SoundCloud, you would know that my music will never make any money ever. So, um, I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about, and it comes up in my mind, and I'm like, what the fuck is that about? So, whatever. If you want to like leave a comment, that'd be cool. Like and subscribe, that'd be pretty cool. I'll probably try to keep making stories like this or posting music or something. I play a lot of RuneScape, so you know, whatever. I can maybe post some updates on my grinding or whatnot. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this fucking channel, but I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, like I said, if you think I'm in the wrong, leave me a comment. I would like to know what you think about this because I've said, like this happened in what? I'm fucking 35, so this was in 2010, you know. Um, and I feel like a lot has changed. A lot has changed. A lot of shit has definitely changed, but like in like thinking about taking ownership of like small business because I always kind of consider playing music like a business. A part of it is, and so yeah, just let me know what you think, and have a good day. Peace.